now, the sefer by Rav Shani, he was an extraordinary mekubal about 100 or so years ago, maybe more even. His grandson, great-grandson, Rav Shani, is one of the big mekubalim in Eretz Israel. Very big Jajam, very extraordinary person. So his grandfather wrote a very famous sefer that you're probably going to find in practically every library of a scholar. It's called Ahavat Jaim. This sefer simply has a bunch of true stories of things that happened to the Jewish people in different places, with eyewitnesses, with certain things. It's unbelievable because the stories in the sefer, even the most clever mind couldn't make them up. One of the stories, I've said it before, and every time I hear it or say it, I get scared all over again. A bunch of merchants are coming back from a trip, doing all types of things, and they're walking on, to back to their town, and they're walking through the woods. And as they get closer and closer to the town and they're in the woods, they see something they haven't seen before. They've been through the woods many times. They've gone in and out of town many times. But they notice that this time around there's a house. There's a house in the woods. They've never seen this house before. So wonder who lives here. These guys, well-built, strong men. They're not thinking, they're in danger or anything of it. They figure who's coming here, and they come towards the door. Right before they knock on the door, they noticed the window is crystal clear, and through the window they could see a woman next to a huge barrel of boiling water, boiling to the point where it's bubbling like lava. And right next to this huge barrel, there's a little girl, perhaps 12 years old or so. And the girl is naked. And the mother takes her clothes, takes some type of dress or whatever it was, dips it in the boiling water, putting our hands, which extraordinary, burning our own hands, inside this boiling water, screaming. Then takes it out and puts the clothes on the girl. And the girl starts screaming and yelling. And the men could not handle what they just saw with their own eyes. They could not handle what their brain was calculating. What is happening here? This cannot be. This is not a normal thing. They got so scared. They ran back to the town, straight to their rabbi, who was one of the mekubalim of the day. And they said, "Rabbi, we saw such and such." And everybody heard what they said. Said, well, let's go see, let's go arrest this woman. Everybody started coming towards the house. The rabbi had ahead, because that's the way the Jajamim are always ahead. And they're all getting into the place. They get to the same exact spot, but this time there's nothing. There's no young girl, there's no mother, there's no barrel, there's no house. It's all gone. Now, it wasn't one man, it was multiple men witnessed this, and they all said, listen, we're not crazy. And the rabbi said, I know you're not crazy. And I also know that what you saw is 100% real. It's 100% real. And I intentionally brought all of you here to witness this. Because what these young men saw is what happens in Shamayim as a heavenly judgment on a mother that dresses her daughter with mother's clothes. She and the daughter will be punished and are being punished right now. That mother used to live here, he says, many years ago. And she used to dress her daughter in immodest clothes. And now HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted us to see what he's doing to this woman that allowed her daughter to walk around immodestly, because she's the one that bought her the clothes. She's the one that made her clothes. So the daughter was pretty. So now they're both suffering. And you got a glimpse of the kafakela that they're in. This, Rabotai, the more you know and learn about this topic, the scarier it is. Because you realize how, number one, it's real, but number two, it's not even 1% of the full pie of what's really there when you go against Hashem. Parents that buy clothes for their kids that are immodest will have to pay a very heavy price. Parents that send their children to public school will have to pay a very heavy price. Parents that allow their children to be promiscuous knowingly, without rebuking them, without saying anything to them, and even helping them sometimes, telling them that he should have a girlfriend or two, will have to pay a very, very dear price, Rabotai. But not just in the next world, in a supernatural, that everyone can say, listen, did you go there and see it? And all types of stupid statements like that. But they do in this world too. They end up paying a very heavy price in this world.
I've heard enough. New arrival screams, echoing through the hallway to know that this ain't good. Once they pass them through the infierno, they don't come back. It's enough to make you go crazy.
Do not think we fear you, Spirit. We know your power is born of evil. This is your last night in the land of the living. You understand me, malevolent demon?
There was a rich family that lived here called the Hetheringtons, and unfortunately, their daughter passed away of a heart attack inside the house. Basically, they were so devastated that they reached out to people claiming to be psychic mediums. They actually weren't psychic mediums. They opened up a total of 11 portals inside this house and invited spirits and entities from all different kinds of dimensions.
Well, I think there are certain pieces of evidence that there is an afterlife.
Resurrection of the dead is affirmed pretty clearly in the Talmud and the Midrash.
To be honest with you, to give this lecture is a nightmare. If it was up to me, I wouldn't. There's going to be some graphic details.
This place is a maze.
That person after death went to a place called Sheol.
This is by far the largest near-death experience study that has ever been conducted.
People go to a place and they experience weird things. And sometimes they actually will see a character of some type. Well, where did that come from?
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
They may describe feeling profoundly peaceful, seeing a bright, warm, welcoming light. Some people describe watching doctors and nurses working on them with incredible accuracy.
Next thing I knew, I was above my body watching the operation.
How long did you feel like you were gone?
I went to a place of timelessness. And so what that means, it could have been a second, could have been 5 minutes. I don't know.
Can you imagine waking up from your sleep and not being able to move?
As I'm lying there, I realized that there's an evil presence next to me.
Do you believe that angels, demons exist?
Holy shit, dude, get out of here! Oh my god, dude!
Strange things keep happening. Bizarre nightmares, as if I'm on fire.
Whoa! What the hell is this? Man, I've got bad chest pain.
Satan's Hollow is what it's called, the portal to hell.
Some people calling it an eye of fire, while others said it looked like the portal to hell opening up.
And the next thing I know, I was outside of my body, looking at my body.
What I'm going to do is called claromancy, the art of throwing lots or throwing bones.
2,000 years of experience passed down, recorded, of how demons work.
God has them all on a leash, and he lets the leash go enough to let them tempt us, because that's what makes us spiritually stronger.
I'm trying to be as graphic as possible so you understand what we're talking about.
It's your ticket to reality. It's your ticket to freedom. It's your ticket to immortality.
Is there an afterlife? Is there a
It's
God?
the type of information that can keep you away from the Yetzirah.
What happens to us after we die?